Well, hey everybody online, welcome CCLG family. This is our weekly video update that we've been trying to do every week and stay connected to you as our online community as well as our church family. And I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for keeping in touch with us, for following us and staying connected, whether it's our weekly gatherings online through Facebook or our YouTube channel, or even staying connected with us throughout the week during our midweek Bible studies. We are so very thankful for you all, and thanks for your prayer, thanks for your feedback. And not only that, I would even say, just as a word of encouragement, continue to fill out our online connection card. We've made it easier than ever, just going online through our webpage, cclg.org, and then making a simple click, and it only takes a minute just to fill out our online connection card. And we'd love for you to do that each and every week if you get a chance, and let us know how we can continue to pray for you, as well as any kind of questions or comments that you have. We try to get back to you as soon as possible. Speaking of prayer, I want to just spend a little bit of time acknowledging and asking you to continue to pray for our preschool. One of the things that we have made the decision to do from the very beginning, as an essential workforce, our preschool, as well as all of the staff and teachers and our preschool director, have continued to stay open throughout this pandemic and continue to do so in the midst of our attendance, going way down. We still know that we have a number of families and parents that are considered essential workers. And so, Lord willing, we've been able to do that each and every week, and even in a limited capacity at times, but we've remained open. And so I would just ask you to continue to pray for our director as well as all of our preschool teachers. They are just such fantastic people, and God has been really blessing us through them. And I'm so very thankful. If any of you are watching right now, I'm so very thankful for you. And thank you for your support. Thank you for all the encouragement that you've brought in over the last several weeks. Speaking of encouragement and timing, I was reminded today with my online Bible study, Psalm 90. And I wanted to share that with you a little bit because, as I've been going through this, and here we are now, a little over 2 months into this self-quarantine pandemic, depending on when you started or when it came down to you, wherever you're living, wherever you're located. But about 2 months now, I was reminded that in Psalm 90, sometimes our timing and God's timing don't always match up. Maybe you found that to be true as well. But I want to read to you some of this, and maybe it'll be an encouragement for you today. It comes from Psalm 90, and I just want to read to you the first few verses. Verse 1, it says, "Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." It says, "You turn men back to dust, saying, return to dust, O sons of men." And listen to what it says, "For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night." That reminds me that our timing and what we think should happen doesn't always align with God's, because He lives outside of time and space while we are confined to this linear timeline, so to speak. I mean, if you've been like me throughout the duration of this, you've been asking God, how long? How long will this go on? How long will this happen? In fact, if you kind of scroll on down in or in chapter 90 there of Psalm 90, you'll see that very question being posed. It says this, and it starts with some wisdom in verse 12, "Teach us to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom," the Bible says. That's what we want, isn't it? We just want to be wise and live out our days with wisdom. And then it says this in verse 13, "Relent, O Lord, how long will it be? Have compassion on your servants." And so here the psalmist is even saying, Lord, how long will it be? Now, what I found very interesting about this is that this psalm is actually written by Moses. That's right, Moses, the leader of the nation of Israel. And talk about trying to understand God's timing. I mean, here's this guy Moses, right? And you know probably a little bit of his story, how he early on in his life was spared, and then he was kind of raised by Pharaoh's daughter, and even though his mom was been able to take care of him, he was raised in the palace. And yet, at one point, he flees to Midian after killing an Egyptian. And while he's in Midian, he's there for 40 years before God finally calls him to lead his people out of captivity and bondage. 40 years. And then once he finally does that, and most of you know the story, once he finally leads Israel out of Egypt, then he's wandering in the wilderness on the way to the promised land for 40 more years. I mean, talk about someone who could literally cry out to God and say, how long will it be, Lord? How long? And sometimes what we just need to do is pray that prayer that he says, teach us, Lord, to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And that's my prayer for you. May his favor rest upon you. Now, one of the things that I've been excited to take part in over the last couple of weeks, as we've been telling you about, is our Share Day. And Share stands for Spreading Hope and Rejoicing Event. This has been a lot of fun for us, and I'm excited to share with you our Share Day event. Check this out. Well, it's another beautiful morning.
Sure is. Wow.
I wonder what we should do today.
Don't know.
Man, I'm just so bored.
Me too.
Do you want to go count the squares of toilet paper on each roll?
No.
Yeah, I guess we did that last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, should we go get the cats and give them a bath?
No.
Oh, that's right. We don't even have cats. I wonder what the church people are up to today.
Me too.
We should go pay them a visit.
Clink. Kids! Get dressed!
Where are we going?
Somebody say bacon?
It's time for a road trip.
Hey, you in the corner shaking in those boots. You know it, 1 for 2. You got the shaking vibe, but the feel won't do. We always say that we have unspeakable joy.